Welcome back to Magoo's Reviews. All right, y'all, we got to talk about this AkademiksTV situation, man. Like, this has really come to a head. Anyway, before we get into the video, we just passed 1,000 subscribers. We're on the road to 2,000. After that, we're going 10,000, 100,000. We're going to make a million. We're going to claim it will happen. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. All right, y'all. AkademiksTV. It's a cesspool of F-ish, bro. I can't even say what I really want to say. I cannot stand that channel. It's a horrible channel, my personal opinion. Very, very horrible channel. But anyway, man. Shouts out to Screwface, Screwfagine, Charles Brown. You know what I'm saying? His videos popped up right here on Reddit. Other articles, other people out there who have been, talking about this, man. Real big shouts out to them, man. Actually doing their due diligence because there's hip hop media not talking about this, and that pisses me off because I do feel like, yeah, they might have a hand in this in some kind of way to not talk about something that is very big right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, Akademiks does have ties behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Him and his people. Yes, possibly. I don't know. This is all speculation. This is all allegedly, but AkademiksTV has been served papers, right? This is coming from Reddit. I Googled this. I couldn't find no articles talking about this whole AkademiksTV situation. None of the big hip hop media outlets are talking about it. And that goes to the point of speculation for me. You know, the conspiracy theorists, starting to pop up like, hey, man, what's really going on for y'all not to be talking about a situation like this? Anyway, again, this comes from Reddit. Reddit, channel called Television, Funk and stuff, right? But they have the Charles Brown video in here, where he's talking about AkademiksTV served, with the RICO lawsuit. But underneath it, they actually talk about, what happened with the whole situation. So it says, it looks like George Nguyen, the person in charge of AkademiksTV, and the bot broker, was served papers on the RICO charge, which means the plaintiffs have gathered enough evidence about farming. Now, he was served these papers as he walked out of his house, to pretty much, have his dogs, I guess he was walking his dog or something like that. As soon as he walked out, he was served papers, for a RICO charge. So they were right there waiting on him, rightfully so, man. So especially, again, AkademiksTV is just horrible, man. And this guy's all the way down in Australia. Right? And, absolutely insane, man. Anyway, it says, but you don't see this on any of the news outlets because the ones doing the bot farming also have ties to the media outlets. Again, I'm gonna read that one more time. It says, but you don't see this in any of the news outlets because the ones doing the bot farming also have ties to the media outlets. I'm gonna say allegedly as well. Again, allegedly, but this is what this Reddit post is saying, right? And I'll put a link, to the in my post so that way you guys actually go and check out the link for yourself, right? It says, so they are desperately trying to sweep it under the rug and avoid bringing any attention to it. And again, I already said that, man, and that's what I do believe, because I believe like this is a really big thing going on in hip hop, and the fact that you don't see anybody talking about it, like that's so weird, that's so strange, man. That's something I just don't respect, bro. Like I don't respect that at all. Like, what's going on, what's out there. Man, you know what I'm saying? Just speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Speak on it. Especially something like this big, right? Like this is a whole RICO charge he has up against him. It says, I analyzed the streaming numbers, and all the most streamed artists have numbers that look quite suspect. And they are all tied to UMG. Again, I analyzed the streaming numbers, and almost all the streamed artists have numbers that look quite suspect, and they're all tied to UMG. Not only that, but UMG has a stake in Spotify. Drake was just his Spotify thing with Drake was just dropped. That was just dropped with Drake, what I'm saying? So that whole thing was dropped with Spotify. But we all know Drake is like the biggest, artist on Spotify. Drake is also UMG's biggest artist. You know what I'm saying? I think, man, I don't know if it's Taylor Swift with UMG, but yeah, again, like I said, pretty much and that is strange. I analyzed the streaming numbers, and all the stream artists have quite the suspect. They're all tied to UMG. Not only that, UMG has a stake in Spotify, so they can bot farm their artists, then tell Spotify to publicly state there is no foul play, whether it be through a shareholders meeting or bribe. So that, again, I already talked about this in my previous video. That's why I think that music in the past, man, it was just so much more. Not saying that, things didn't happen on the stands, but I'm talking about people in the public. Like, I remember having to go out there and get albums and stuff like that, having to go purchase albums. Like, it's a lot easier nowadays to just press play. And I think that you only got to press play. I think all you got to do is press play, and that still counts, as a streaming number. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you got to let the whole song play, or just maybe a portion of the song play and it still go to those numbers. I don't think you gotta let the whole song play. So yeah, man, like I said, the whole streaming thing can be so manipulated, man. It can be so manipulated very, very easily, right? So it says here's the analysis, and like I said, he got the post up here, you know what I'm saying, speculation to be, says the Texas attorney Ken Paxton has opened investigation into Spotify. The conflict of interest here is that many scandals, including bribery and insecurities and frauds. But like I said, you know, the whole Drake Spotify thing was just dropped. That was literally just dropped, I think, you know, yesterday or the day before recently. He said, now, the suspicious thing is that Drake, during the beef, sold all the property in the U.S. and moved to Texas. I mean, just different things up here, right? You know what I'm saying? And of course, the RBX case, yeah, it says RBX just had his case dropped after trying to sue Spotify for allowing bot farming. And I have a feeling the exact same thing happened here, since all the numbers clearly point to bot farming. I have never seen so many conflicts of interest in my life, let alone of this caliber. The above articles from Billboard, which also major ties with Spotify. So of course it will report the narrative that makes Spotify look innocent, right? Yeah, man. So I mean, we're going to see. We're going to see as far as what happens with the whole academics TV situation. But again, like I said, my personal opinion, man, for this to be something so big, you know what I'm saying, especially like if you really follow hip hop, you really follow what's going on, you know what I'm saying, as far as in the culture and stuff like that, this is something that should be talked about a lot more, but it isn't. And to me, that is fishy. That is fishy. Like I said, the whole, you know, Drake situation that RBX did put out there, it has been dropped. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, they said UMG does have ties to Spotify. So again, this is all allegedly. Like I'm saying allegedly, you know, for my channel. I'm a small channel, right? But again, all allegedly. But at the end of the day, that is crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. We're going to see what happens at the end of the day. But tell me what you guys think about the whole Academics TV situation. Again, on top of that, man, his name is Grand Wizard Chat Ninja or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the Grand Wizards, they're, you know, a part of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. You know what I'm saying? They call himself a chat ninja. Like, you know, the gentleman, you know, he's an Asian guy, you know, call himself a chat, you know what I'm saying, fill in the blank as far as that. But like I said, I think this is the first time me even seeing his face. I heard that he was, you know, an Asian man, but now that this is my first time actually seeing his face, you know what I'm saying, to go by that title, what? You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. That's like me calling myself a Yahtzee. You know what I'm saying? And putting that in my like makes no absolute sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, tell me what you guys think about this again in the comment section. Again, like I say, I hope more people, you know, put this out there. Like I said, shouts out to, you know, Charles Brown, shouts out to, you know, Screwface John, all the people out there doing their due diligence, putting this out there, you know what I'm saying, because it needs to be speaking about. And then definitely, man, shouts out to that's why I like their channels, man. At the end of the day, I like them a lot. Again, please, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I hope everybody has a blessed day, and I'll see y'all soon. Y'all take it easy.